What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Xenny Trap, and I'm back with another video, man. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video. I would appreciate it. Today we got the life and story of Tip. So without further ado, let's get straight to the video, man.
This is my bedroom right here. This is the trap. Rubber band, man. We used to wear rubber bands to signify like how much money, how much blow we had. You know what I'm saying? We had, 3 rubber bands that'll probably hold about $5,000.
Tip was a real drug dealer. Like, he was making beats in the room. He had this piano, you know what I'm saying? He had the 6x9 speaker. The piano would be right here. The 6x9 speaker would sit on top of the piano, and the window was right there. And he would serve out the window with the dope in the speaker.
Does the name Tip ring a bell? Well, that was T.I. before he became a renowned rapper in hip-hop. He was a serial drug dealer as a teenager in New York and Atlanta, who gained many rubber bands, which were a symbol of how deep he was in the trade.
Rubber band, man, we used to wear rubber bands to signify like how much money, how much blow we had. You know what I'm saying? We had, 3 rubber bands that'll probably hold about $5,000.
He was so deep that he gained the name Rubber Band Man, which reflects his impact as one of the hottest drug dealers of his time.
So we got T.I. at LAX. This is a good question. T.I. used to be known as the Rubber Band Man.
Oh, wow, look at that. It was impossible to believe that, despite those hurdles, T.I.P. would turn out to be one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Due to his family's financial situation, he found himself dealing drugs by his early teens to earn some money. Between the arrests and violence, T.I. continued to rap, selling mixtapes out of the trunk of his car to get his name out there.
But how did it all begin? Let's dive in. Clifford Harris Jr., well known as T.I., was born on September 25th, 1980, and was raised in the Atlanta area of Center Hill. He was formerly known as T.I.P., a name given to him by his father as a kid. Tip resided in New York City for a bit. He often visited his father, who would later die from Alzheimer's disease. When Tip was at the young age of 8, he started rapping. At around the same time, he started doing talent shows. Soon enough, he discovered he wasn't the school type and made the decision to drop out of school. But what came after this? Let's find out. Like anyone Tip's age, it was about time to get on the streets. We all know the street comes with its baggage, which included big crimes like selling drugs and terrorizing the neighborhood. But it looked like Tip knew what he signed up for and was ready to take the swing.
And you come here at nighttime, man, you see that dude who just rode up and down that street on that bicycle? He was doing something, okay? And it's gonna be about 18, 19 more when the sun go down.
He started selling crack and became a famous crack kid back then. But just as soon as he ventured into the streets, he would have a taste of the consequence. His life would come to a drastic pause over a life-altering situation.
I was young and stupid, man. I might have been 17, 18.
So Tip was driving with no license one day, and he got pulled over with crack on him. It did not stop there. He would get arrested and eventually got 7 months in prison and 7 years on probation. But this would mark the beginning of a very brutal reality for him. The 7 years probation would haunt him even at the greatest peak of his career. After Tip had served and had gotten out of jail, he began to work on his talent, taking his music career more seriously than ever. The streets definitely did not have much to give, so Tip would head back to his drawing board. In 1999, he started to test the mics, and officially in he dropped his first song named I'm Serious.
Hey, take a good look at me. Now picture me unhappy. No cash and out of fashion, not flashing. Picture me doing.
The song's streaming was quite impressive and gave him a purpose. It also opened the platform to show his true potential to the industry. Gradually, he started to draw attention and gained a good number of fans as a newbie. This would encourage him to drop his first album named I'm Serious. Just at the time of the release, it had peaked at 98,000 on billboards in 2001 and sold roughly 270,000 copies. But this would just be his dash into the industry. He would go on to drop trap music. In it, T.I. brought the latest Southern sound to rap, and he definitely left a mark, with selling over 109,000 units the first week. In September 2003, T.I. was arrested after some security guards accused him and some friends of creating a disturbance at a mall. Not long after that, he was charged with battery on a law enforcement officer, trespassing, and disorderly conduct. In January 2005, he pled guilty to the charges and was sentenced to 18 months probation and 75 hours of community service. But this would unlock a misery about him. He had learned from these experiences, and T.I. knew that he had something different. Whilst discovering this misery, he met his wife, Tiny. She helped him stay out of trouble. But here's where it gets interesting. T.I. revealed that before he became famous, he had to take some risks for the sake of growth. He went to different clubs and caused a scene, especially fighting the bouncers just to get in, sneaky and driven. But he did that at the cost of some recognition and thirst for a better life. When he got in, he sold himself to the DJs and they would give him slots to sell himself. This greatly helped him as an upcoming rapper who didn't have anything but the streets. As he got famous, he dropped albums like In Day Streets, King, and Down with the King. All of these albums became successful that T.I. went ahead to open his own label, which he named Grand Hustle, and has established plenty of big artists including Travis Scott, Young D.R.O., Meek Mill, Iggy Azalea, and many more. On May 4th, 2006, T.I. and his entourage were involved in an altercation outside a Connecticut club named Club Ritz. Shots were fired, and his close friend and partner was offed. The incident that led to the attack was not clear, but T.I. recounted that he had gotten into the back seat of a black van, while Johnson sat in front of him. He realized very quickly that something unusual was going on as their van pulled away, and he saw headlights going into oncoming traffic from a vehicle that attempted to get alongside the black van. According to T.I., before I knew it, shots rang out.
I saw him coming.
You saw them coming?
Yeah, I saw him coming. Before they pulled up on the side of me, I saw him weaving in and out of traffic trying to get up to the side of us. I saw when they put the tools out the window. I saw all this.
He went on to explain that they came from the left side of the van, and that he immediately took cover as an unnamed person in his van shot back. Following the shootout, people stopped to help others out of the attack. Luckily, T.I. had survived this unscathed, but Johnson tried to fight for his life. He was transferred from T.I.'s van to another van for the trip to the hospital, but he would not make it out alive.
Crowd spilled out to the parking lot. I got in to leave. Shootout ensued, and there was several people shot. One person died.
The person who died was Big Phil.
When T.I. was asked what Johnson looked like during the whole situation, he said with a disturbing gaze that his friend looked lifeless, describing the blood running down his friend's face, his shirt drenched in blood, and an entry wound on his left temple. After this situation, T.I. would stop releasing music for a while. He would dedicate his time on focusing on the business aspect of his life, taking the time to heal from the trauma. But whatever might have led to Johnson's death was not the first T.I. would ever face, considering his ties to the streets. Once upon a time, there was heat going on between Flip and T.I.
I'ma tell you what, Flip. I'm the leader of the troops. You just following suit. I got a question for anybody following you. What kind of
Hey man, if you guys new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video. I'd appreciate it. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video, man. Peace.